Rheumatoid arthritis. Rheumatoid arthritis, RA, is the most common form of chronic inflammatory arthritis with multisystem involvement that affects approximately 1% of the adult population throughout the world. RA is a potentially crippling disease that shortens survival and, most importantly, significantly compromises quality of life in most affected. Etiology. The cause is multifactorial. 1. Genetic factors. Genetic susceptibility is a major factor in the pathogenesis of rheumatoid arthritis. Conditions. 2. HLA genes. RA is linked to specific HLA-DRB1 locus. 3. Non-HLA genes. Polymorphism in PTPN22 gene, which encodes a tyrosine phosphatase. 4. Environmental arthritogenic agents. They are thought to initiate the disease process. Smoking and several microbial agents, e.g., virus, mycobacteria, and mycoplasma, have been suggested but not proved.
5. Autoimmunity. The initial inflammatory synovitis, an autoimmune reaction with T cells, is responsible for the chronic destructive nature of rheumatoid arthritis. Clinical features. 1. Gender. Female to male ratio is 3 to 1. 2. Age. Between 30 and 50 years, but the disease can occur at any age. In women in late childbearing years and in men during 6th to 8th decade. 3. Onset. Insidious, builds up over several weeks to months. Distribution. Most commonly, RA starts in the small joints first, namely metacarpophalangeal, MCP, proximal interphalangeal, PIP, and metatarsophalangeal, MTP, joints, followed by the involvement of large joints, wrists, knees, elbows, ankles, hips, and shoulders. Symptoms. These include pain, swelling, and stiffness. Stiffness dominating in the mornings, morning stiffness, lasting more than 1 hour, is characteristic. Routine activities early in the morning like brushing teeth and combing hair may be very difficult. Constitutional. Fatigue, possible weight loss, malaise, and occasional low-grade fever. Laboratory findings: anemia, elevated ESR or CRP or both, thrombocytosis, and positive rheumatoid factor in 60 to 80%. Articular manifestation: hand and wrist. Hands are a major site of involvement and produces significant disability. The DIP joints are almost always spared unless the patient also has osteoarthritis. Both diseases can coexist, particularly in elderly patients. Spindling of the fingers, swelling of the proximal, but not the distal interphalangeal joints, results in spindling of the fingers. Deformities, destruction of the joints and soft tissues may lead to chronic, irreversible deformities, ulnar deviation. It results from subluxation of the metacarpophalangeal, MCP, joints, with subluxation of the proximal phalanx to the volar side of the hand. Swan neck deformity. It is due to hyperextension of the proximal interphalangeal joints, PIP, with flexion of the distal interphalangeal joints, DIP. At DIP joint there is elongation or rupture of attachment of the extensor tendon to the base of the distal phalanx. This results in mallet deformity of distal joint and, in addition, an extensor tendon imbalance, leading to hyperextension deformity at PIP joint.
Buttonia or buttonhole deformity. This deformity is due to flexion of the proximal interphalangeal, PIP, joints and extension of the distal interphalangeal, DIP, joints. Gamekeeper's thumb. It is a result of hyperextension of the first interphalangeal joint and flexion of the first metacarpophalangeal joint. Z deformity. It is due to radial deviation of the wrist, ulnar deviation of the digits with palmar subluxation of the first MCP joint with hyperextension of the first interphalangeal, IP, joint, carpal tunnel syndrome, due to synovial proliferation in and around the wrists, producing compression of the median nerve. Feet and ankle. In most patients, feet, particularly the MTP joints, are involved early. Broadening of the forefoot, due to swelling of the metatarsophalangeal joints, subluxation of the toes at the MTP joints. It is common and leads to 1. Skin ulceration on the top of the toes, 2. Painful ambulation because of loss of the cushioning pads that protect the heads of the metatarsals. Hallux valgus deformity. Larger joints. Involvement of large joints, knees, ankles, elbows, hips, and shoulders, is common but generally occurs somewhat later than small joint involvement. Shoulder joint involvement may present as glenohumeral arthritis, rotator cuff fraying, and rupture. Synovial cysts, they present as fluctuant masses around involved joints, large or small. Best examples of synovial cyst is popliteal, Baker's, cysts which develops in the knee joint. Other joints, although most of the spine is spared in RA, the cervical spine, atlantoaxial subluxation, can be involved producing quadripaces. Cricoarytenoid joint involvement may present with hoarseness of voice. Extra-articular manifestation 1. Skin 2. Pulmonary 3. Cardiac 4. Neurologic 5. Ocular 6. Hematologic 7. Renal 8. GI 9. Systemic. Skin, rheumatoid nodules, subcutaneous and are typically benign. Nodules are seen in about 1/4 of patients with RA and, almost exclusively in those patients who are seropositive for rheumatoid factor. Sites typically occur on extensor surfaces, over joints or on areas subject to repeated trauma, particularly forearms, sacral prominences, and the Achilles tendon. Rarely, they develop in lungs, pleura, heart, pericardium or in the sclera of the eye. Characteristics: on examination, rheumatoid nodules are firm and non-tender, unless traumatized. Rheumatoid vasculitis, RA-associated Samal vessel vasculitis, it can manifest as digital infarcts, cutaneous ulcerations, palpable purpurae, distal gangrene and leukocytoclastic vasculitis. Other manifestations: polyneuropathy, mononeuritis multiplex and visceral infarction, resulting in stroke and acute myocardial infarction, and mesenteric arteritis. Pyoderma gangrenosum occurs with increased frequency with RA. Pleural effusions, pulmonary nodules, interstitial lung disease, pulmonary vasculitis, organizing pneumonia, pulmonary fibrosing alveolitis, bronchiolitis, Kaplan's syndrome, cardiac, pericarditis, ischemic heart disease, myocarditis, cardiomyopathy, arrhythmia, cardiac endocarditis, coronary vasculitis, granulomatous aortitis.
2. Pulmonary, pleural effusions, pulmonary nodules, interstitial lung disease, pulmonary vasculitis, organizing pneumonia, pulmonary fibrosing alveolitis, bronchiolitis, Kaplan's syndrome. 3. Cardiac, pericarditis, ischemic heart disease, myocarditis, cardiomyopathy, arrhythmia, cardiac endocarditis, coronary vasculitis, granulomatous aortitis. 4. Neurologic, cervical myelopathy, cervical cord compression, compression neuropathies, peripheral neuropathy, mononeuritis multiplex. 5. Ocular, keratoconjunctivitis sicca, episcleritis, scleritis. 6. Hematologic, anemia of chronic disease, neutropenia, splenomegaly, Feltes syndrome, eosinophilia, thrombocytosis, large granular lymphocytic leukemia, lymphoma. Diagnosis: American College of Rheumatology, ACR. Criteria for rheumatoid arthritis: 1. Morning stiffness, 2. Arthritis of 3 joints, 3. Arthritis of hand, 4. Symmetric arthritis, 5. Rheumatoid nodules, 6. Serum rheumatoid factor positive, 7. Radiographic changes. Investigations: Serology: 1. Rheumatoid factor, 2. Anticyclic citrullonated protein antibodies, ACPA. Markers of acute inflammation: 1. Anemia of chronic disease is seen in majority of patients, and the degree of anemia is proportional to the activity of the disease. 2. Thrombocytosis is common, and platelet counts return to normal as the inflammation is controlled. 3. Acute phase reactants, erythrocyte sedimentation rate and C-reactive protein levels parallel the activity of the disease, and their persistent elevation carries poor prognosis, joint destruction and mortality. 4. WBC counts may be raised, normal, or profoundly depressed, Feltes syndrome.
Radiographs of the affected joints. Radiological changes include symmetrical pattern of involvement, juxta-articular osteoporosis, soft tissue swelling, bone erosions and narrowing of the joint space. 1. ultrasonography and MRI, more sensitive than plain radiographs and detect soft tissue synovitis before joint damage. 2. Doppler ultrasound is useful for demonstration persistent synovitis when deciding on the need for DMARDs or assessing their efficacy. Synovial fluid analysis. White blood cell counts typically range from 5,000 to 50,000 per microliter, with approximately two-thirds of the cells being neutrophils with no crystals or organism. None of the synovial fluid are pathognomic.
For more informative videos, please subscribe to our channel.